The one article I read.
Excuse us.
Personal stuff, sorry.
Let's get started with the June meeting of the Somerville Tree Protection Board. Our first item is to approve meeting minutes from the last meeting. Is there any discussion, questions, etc.?
Move to approve. I'll second it.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Our first address is South Magnolia. Are you here representing South Magnolia?
Yes, sir.
How about give us a little spiel?
It's North Magnolia, isn't it?
North, the north, I'm sorry. My apologies.
That's the church that I've attended for 15 years, and I'm always looking for ways to serve the church, and trees is what I do. So that was my advice to, open up the trees and get them off the live oak.
Oh, you're the arborist who wrote the letter.
I am, yeah.
Okay.
So, I climbed the pine and everything hangs over the live oak that you can see, and you can see where they're rubbing, tearing up the tissues of the pine.
We saw that.
Yeah, I think it would be better to get it off of it. I think that, the public can see the church sign better, if it opened up a little bit more. I think the live oak's more aesthetically pleasing and it'll be there longer.
Thoughts?
I agree that, purely from a design perspective, even if the pine had not been damaged from a design perspective, I would be in favor of removing it. As long as, the stump is not ground below grade, so that we run the risk of damaging roots underneath. But I'm in favor of that, but I would like to see some mitigation.
Yeah.
For the loss of that tree on the property somewhere.
Yeah, since it is a case of sort of a borderline case, the tree like that could recover if we got rid of the branches that are rubbing it. I've seen them recover.
It's more where the location is.
Yes, right.
If any branches break off of it, I didn't see one branch that wasn't over the live oak, so they're pretty large branches and they could damage the canopy of it, so I don't like it. It stands alone, it's open to wind.
It is a sort of an odd place. It's amazing. It's been there so long that it's risen up over the live oak and
You can see we got the water off the other side, so hopefully that side of the building more now.
yeah.
More sun.
Any other thoughts?
I agree with Danny. Normally you would have pruned the live oak limbs, but it does look like it has significant dead wood, which is concerning to me with the location, so.
Yeah, it's a pretty good rub right there.
Yeah, it's been going up and down.
Since it is more of a design aesthetics consideration still for me, I would request that you be able to mitigate for this tree. There's a lot of room in the property. You'd have to get with our arborist to get the confines, but it would need to be a canopy tree. Somebody who will one day replace the significance of this pine tree in terms of crown and all of that. So I don't have any problem approving its removal. So if there's any other discussion, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we permit removal of the pine tree with the condition that it be mitigated with properly somewhere else on the property.
And Mr. Chairman, that the stump not be ground below grade.
And okay, stump not be ground below grade. You'll be taking care of this tree,
Right, yeah.
so you fully understand why we don't want the.
Yeah, we don't damage the roots.
Right.
Yep. We can get, just shave it down low enough to put pine straw over it. Call it a day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, there's a motion.
So moved. You need.
I already made a motion.
Oh, what's second?
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We make a three down.
Thank you. God.
Thank
You
you.
do.
All right, see you later. Good seeing you.
Two. I don't need to mention the address. We know where you are.
Yes, just. Yes, sir, just for Gahagan Park. I know we spoke in detail about this project, but looking at repaving that parking lot this fall, and the issues that we're having with the oak trees.
So we talked about this a lot while we were there. I'll just summarize my feelings real quickly. I'm gonna call the biggest tree there keep going there, you go, tree number 16, that's the one down in the corner next to the other large live oak next to the field there. That as these trees are removed and in the process of recovering, to see what kind of substrate is under the asphalt, such that we could save that tree and perhaps even enlarge the island a little bit for that tree's longevity. Just to have one more tree down there, adjacent. That's my feeling. I would like to see some effort. It may not be possible. It may be, solid concrete all the way around but it's, it's done very well considering how most of the rest of them look under similar circumstances. And as far as removing all the rest, I see the unfortunate need for that. But I know there's a lot of suggestions and thoughts going on about how mitigation might proceed in the surrounding areas, as well as the choice of, I'm assuming you plan on leaving the islands.
Mhm.
The landscaping of the islands. And those would be long discussions, in a way that I don't think we can settle here today. But surely there's members of the board here and Justin who can help with the planning of what goes in the future. I don't know what kind of time frame constraints you're on right now. You said winter would be best. The money's there. And if there were additional plantings to be thought of, as we discussed there, I don't know, we have the tree fund to pay for the trees. I don't know if you can handle a planting load. And then that's more money otherwise. And so that would be something to be worked out. But the application is for removal of 16 live oak trees, and we see the reason why. I would simply like to have discussion about that now, unless you got add much more. And
I agree. It's unfortunate that was the islands were designed too small for that sort of tree and certainly the roots are encroaching on the pavement and it needs to be done so that they can move traffic in and out. So I absolutely support granting permission to remove it. I do wonder about the parking lot itself, about the drainage and, Justin, you were going to ask someone in engineering. Did you get any answer on that? Okay, I support removing the trees and replacing as we can. Just these thoughts I would like to keep in mind, and that is, it would be great if someone could look at the parking lot and see how if the drainage is adequate or how it works and how trees might help to mitigate it. My concern is that we remove these trees that were put in with good intentions, but we're going to create a pretty large urban heat island, and we need to work to mitigate that. And I'm guessing that Justin, you will look and see probably middle canopy trees, but my suggestion, and I was actually looking this morning before I came in here at some of the trees outside, tree selection that will have large spreading canopies in an effort to shade the lot. But we need to think, and here's where the drainage ties in, what sort of trees would be there during the fall and winter when there are no leaves? Because we mentioned crepe myrtles, and crepe myrtles, don't start putting on leaves until May sometimes. And they lose them November. So there's all that time that they would not be deflecting rainwater at all. So we want to make sure that there's adequate capability for the parking lot to move that water when there's no canopy to deflect it. So anyway, for the town to be creative in how they approach the parking lot and how what sort of trees are replaced. And it would be wonderful, and I don't expect this to happen, but it would be wonderful because you're not planning on destroying the islands, are you? You're just going to replant. It would be great if someone could look at that parking lot and think of a redesign so that perhaps in the process now or in the future, a larger same square footage an island could be created with the same square footage as the islands that are there now, but would have the soil capacity to support a larger canopy tree to help provide shade over the parking lot. But anyway, I certainly I approve of the need to remove the trees and just hope that the town will be creative in the way they approach the project.
Maybe,
So that,
okay.
unless you're ready for a motion,
I'm waiting for David.
Without seeing it in the rain, you don't actually know how it drains, but it was obvious that the raised roots, when we were out there doing the site visits, had puddles of water around the island, so they were retaining water. And the raised roots are some liability. And at least 10 of the 17 oaks are showing some dieback in the canopy and evidence of being under stress. And we did talk about crepe myrtle, which normally is not a significant canopy tree, but the right species of crepe myrtle. And maybe not the entire place replanted in crepe myrtle would probably fit the application, other than you wouldn't have much canopy in the wintertime. But yeah, I'm kind of I would move in favor of something like this.
Lori, got anything to say?
Would it, if you removed some of the islands and combined them and made some of them, you have the same amount of space taken up with islands, but fewer trees. Could you do that with that?
Well, that would be part of a discussion to be had. And the trees are still coming out.
Yeah,
So-
trees are still coming
and
out, but if
parking
you
lot
have
needs-
fewer islands, just a bigger footprint of island, but the same amount of parking still available, would that, and you could plant a bigger tree
Yes.
with a larger canopy, that would help mitigate more.
Yes, I agree. Danny pretty much said the same thing. But, these are all discussions that need to go as we go along. I hope you can agree with that. The issue at hand is, well, getting a permit to remove the trees so that you can recover the parking lot and the source of the repaving need.
Yes, and I can add a little bit to y'all's discussion as well. Since our meeting with you guys, I have met with a team that's helping me write the scope for the bid. They highly suggested that we actually pave in October, which is going to speed up my timeline a lot, which does not give me a lot of time. And I had never really looked at it before too, but the way that parking lot is designed to drain is if you look closely at it, is in between each row there is a slight the elevation changes. So all the water drains to the center, the where the driveways are basically. And then you can kind of see that when he was showing me out there. I was like, oh yeah, I do see that. So all that water right now is meant to go to those driveways and then it exits from there. There's not a lot of elevation change, but that is the way that parking lot is currently designed. I'm certainly open and have expressed this to Justin, whatever he would like to see us plant and to replace, I'm certainly open to, for sure.
Any more discussion? Well, I make a motion that we permit the removal of automatically of 15 trees. I would like to see an effort made to save the tree number 16, which I've affectionately referred to, the one at the very end on the right, bottom right. If it's possible.
17 trees, Peter. Total.
Someone's counting for me.
It's 17. 17's the one in the bottom.
Oh, that little bitty one there?
In the
Okay.
parking lot, yeah, not counting the one on the corner.
Okay, well, I'll still call it tree number 16 if that's. And that's it. That's the motion. We allow the removal, an effort to be made to save the tree number 16 and the arborist will continuing discussion about the choice of species. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Please say aye. Is there anything else that we need to discuss relevant to the agenda, if nothing else? Danny?
Not,
Come on, man.
well,
Well, anyhow.
I'm gonna, I want to wait and hear Justin's recommendations for some of these trees. I have some thoughts, but I'll share those with him in the future.
Yeah, that will be important. It's unfortunate so many of those guys got to come out of there, but,
Well, it was a bad choice. It was a bad.
oh, yeah,
choice
from the
For
beginning,
that sort of island, you know.
right.
And staff welcomes recommendations for plant selection, tree selection in those islands. So I look forward to working with the board as well for, when we move back into plant.
That was my only afterthought, Peter.
All right. Any other thoughts, questions, or anything? Can I have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned.